So if INEC official and the government are so dumb to go to one backyard and start mutilating it, we wish them well. And we have direct access to US Congress. As we are sending this video, live videos and results to the whole world, they will be receiving it too. They will see our red eye this time.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today we are discussing one of the biggest questions already dominating political conversations across Nigeria. Can any political party actually rig the 2027 presidential elections? As election draws closer, accusations and counter-accusations have become common. Supporters of different political parties often claim that their opponents are planning to manipulate the election. But beyond political rhetoric, what are the facts? Can one party simply wake up and rig a nationwide election? Or has Nigeria's electoral system changed enough to make that much more difficult? Let's examine the realities. Before we continue, this video is not accusing any political party or planning to rig the election. Instead, it explores how election manipulation could occur in theory, the safeguards in place, and why citizens should remain vigilant. Let's begin. Nigeria has a long history of disputed elections, from the First Republic to the military era, and even during the Fourth Republic. Allegations of vote buying, ballot box snatching, intimidation, result alteration, and electoral violence have often followed elections. These experiences have made many Nigerians cautious whenever election season approaches. However, the electoral process has changed over the years. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has introduced technologies such as the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, or BVAS, and the INEC Result Viewing Portal, known as IREV, to strengthen transparency. These systems are designed to reduce multiple voting, improve voter accreditation, and make polling unit results more accessible to the public. That does not mean elections are immune from problems, but it does mean that some of the older methods of manipulation have become more difficult. So, could a political party still attempt to influence the outcome? Political scientists generally agree that no single tactic is enough to determine the outcome of a nationwide election. Instead, risks can arise from a combination of factors, including administrative failures, unlawful interference, voter intimidation, misinformation, and weak enforcement of electoral laws. Another concern often raised is vote buying. This involves offering money or other benefits in exchange for votes. Vote buying has been reported by election observers in previous elections and remains one of the most significant changes to electoral integrity. The responsibility for addressing it lies with the law enforcement, election officials, political parties, civil society organizations, and voters themselves. Another issue is misinformation. Social media has transformed political communication. False claims can spread rapidly through Facebook, X, TikTok, WhatsApp, and YouTube. Sometimes these claims are shared without verification, creating confusion or reducing public confidence in the electoral process. For that reason, Nigerians should verify political information through credible news organizations, and official announcements should be made before sharing it. Another area of concern is election day security. Violence or intimidation around polling units can discourage voter participation. Security agencies have a duty to provide a safe environment so that citizens can vote freely, regardless of their political preferences. Political parties also have a responsibility to discourage violence among their supporters. INEC itself plays a central role. The Commission is constitutionally responsible for organizing elections. Its credibility depends on impartial administration, transparency, and adherence to the law. Public confidence increases when electoral procedures are followed consistently and when concerns are addressed openly. Political parties, whether in government or opposition, often accuse one another of attempting to manipulate elections. These accusations are common in many democracies and should be evaluated carefully. Serious allegations should be supported by credible evidence rather than speculation. Courts, election observers, investigative reporting, and lawful investigations are the appropriate mechanisms for resolving disputes. Citizens also have an important role. Democracy is strongest when voters participate peacefully, reject violence, refuse to sell their votes, and report irregularities through the proper channels. Political parties are expected to train their polling agents to observe the process lawfully and raise concerns where necessary. Civil society organizations and domestic international observers are also contribute by monitoring elections and publishing independent assessments. One question many Nigerians ask is whether technology alone can prevent election manipulation. The answer is no. Technology can reduce certain risks, but no system is perfect. Strong institutions, trained election officials, independent oversight, effective law enforcement, and an informed electoral remain essential. Another important point is that winning elections in Nigeria requires broad national support under the Constitution. The presidential candidate must satisfy both the required vote totals and constitution distribution requirements across the state. That means campaigns must compete for support across different regions rather than relying on one area alone. Ultimately, the legitimacy of the 2027 elections will depend on several factors: the professionalism of INEC, the conduct of political parties, the behavior of security agencies, the vigilance of observers, responsible reporting by the media, and above all, the participation of Nigerian voters. The best way to protect democracy is not through fear or unverified accusations, but through transparency, accountability, peaceful participation, and respect for the rule of law. As the campaign season unfolds, Nigerians should listen carefully to policy proposals, question candidates respectfully, verify information before sharing it, and exercise their right to vote peacefully. In conclusion, no one can say in advance that any political party will rig the 2027 elections. What can be said is that the election integrity depends on strong institutions, lawful conduct by all participants, and an engaged electorate. If every stakeholder fulfills their responsibilities, the chances of a free, fair, and credible election are greatly improved. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Nigeria's electoral reforms are enough to ensure a credible 2027 elections, or are further improvements still needed? Let us know your views below.